If everybody is wise, wisdom will be common without value.
Feedback from the future.
My 7 will be number 1, identity. Right? I am big on identity because, right, there's so many definitions of you. And most people don't understand that it is impossible to live the world without enduring many definitions of you. And your ability to chisel through all of that and find that which represents you and your unique journey, right, is probably one of the greatest endeavor you will ever undertake. And the greatest human achievement, as far as I'm concerned, is the courageous definition of your identity, right? Because on top of that, you can build everything, right? The moment you are born, you lose yourself. You lose yourself before you know yourself, because you are born. A second after you are born, you become a victim. Everybody in the world, a second after you are born, you become a victim. How are you a victim?
Wow.
Because you fell into the hands of adults. From the doctor to the nurses, to the billboards, to your chauffeur, to your dad, your mom, your cousins, your brother, your siblings, your environment, your neighborhood, the movies, the novels, the comics, all of the experience you are going to have for the next 18 years, depending on the country you are in. It could be longer, 25 years, 30 years, will be controlled by the adults of your life. Now, if they were foolish, you have a high propensity to be foolish, because they're going to be suggesting all kinds of things that will attempt to define your identity for you, right? If they were wise, you have a high propensity to become wise, because they're going to be doing the same thing. Now, whether they are wise or they are foolish, they are both going to still attempt to suggest what they understand from the context of their own experience versus who you are designed and made to be, which they don't know, which nobody else will know except you and your spirit with your maker. I'm going to make that articulation, right? And so you are a victim, because a victim is anyone who has no control over its necessary due human experiences. That is a victim. The same definition passes for a slave. The same definition passes for a poor person. A victim and a poor person and a slave are all equal, because they are all incapable of, governing their necessary human experiences. The poor person cannot do what he wants. The slave cannot do what he wants. The victim is not doing what he wants. The victim is being forced to do what he wants, what he doesn't want to do. The slave is being dictated to do what he doesn't want to do. The poor person cannot afford to do what he really wants to do. So they are all equal by that definition. Once you have no control over your necessary due human experiences, you are either a slave, a poor person, or a victim, and they are all the same. Now, every human being is going to be that for at least 18 years, because as long as adults are in charge of your life, you are a victim. It doesn't matter what they are teaching you. You are receiving what you are not in control of, and they are teaching you what they understand. That is not necessarily your journey. So you are a victim. And in that journey of 18 years, you are going to receive all kinds of stimulus, all kinds of influences. Nobody is self-made. We are all products of influences of all kinds. Now, you need some form of intervention, spiritually, I believe, and then with human beings who understand that spiritual journey to help you to articulate the sound that you are born to make. There's so much sound in the world, and the resonance is what will bring your own greatness. Now, if you are making the wrong sound, you're going to be getting the wrong resonance, right? And there's something also called sympathetic resonance. there is a lot of other people that are supposed to resonate with what you represent, right? To form your greatest power and legacy. And once you are giving the wrong sound, you are going to be experiencing the wrong resonance. And so you're going to be having the wrong people, the wrong environment, and the wrong moments in your life. And that's the meaning of poverty. When people go to jail, that's what it means. Wrong sound, wrong resonance, wrong outcome. When people become poor, when people cannot define their meaning, when people struggle through life, that is what is going on, right? So I'm big on identity. I can defend that to the day I die. It's the foundation of everything. A poor person is someone who is not in control of that. I say that some people are so poor, all they have is money. Some people are so terribly poor, all they have is money. Because the identity game is everything. So identity for me, being solution focused, there's no time for that, but being solution focused will be the next thing for me, right? And you can't do that if you don't get comfortable with the weight of imperfections. Because imperfections, essentially, are the representation of all solutions. If today was perfect, tomorrow will be unnecessary. If the Garden of Eden was perfect, Satan will not be there. If Adam was perfect, Eve would not be useful, right? There is no level of newness you can birth except for the recognition of a state of imperfection. So everything is in a state of imperfection that becomes the guarantee of the next level. The guarantee of the next level, the continuity of tomorrow's people, the engagement of tomorrow's people is tied to the imperfection of today. The solutions we are going to see tomorrow of today. And so people have to get better. People really have to get better in the way they see and interpret imperfections. We burden ourselves with imperfections. We defeat ourselves with imperfection, forgetting that that imperfection actually is the strength of your tomorrow. And you have to learn to be comfortable in your imperfection, to build solution blueprints around those imperfections to form your next level of power. iPhone 14 was in iPhone 13. iPhone 13 was in iPhone 12 as an imperfection, as a loophole. In the excellence of everything, there is an imperfection that defines the next level of a thing, right? The next level of a thing is hidden as a loophole in the excellence of the thing. So in the excellence of this watch is the next level of this watch, and it's an imperfection in this wristwatch. If you are not comfortable with imperfection, you will arrogantly, religiously beat yourself out of your next level. You will be complaining about what you should be probing. Number 3 is mission oriented, which is everybody is born not just to shape culture, but with an agenda to install in the world. And the moment you miss that, it will be like somebody having a lot of sex but not having conception. You will be busy, you will be around, but you will not be present. The universe will recognize your force when you learn to lace your movement with your own unique agenda in the universe. And most people think that success is an agenda. No, success is an instrument in your agenda. It is never the agenda, right? The agenda of Bill Gates in the world today is not to be a billionaire. You see, Elon is a billionaire, but what he's doing in the world, if you take Elon out of the US election, probably Donald Trump will not be president again. You see what I'm saying? So you have to recognize that success is a means to an end, it's never the end. You need a different mission laced with the movement of your success, right? And that is your agenda. So dreaming, I believe that the human mind must visualize consistently. And I believe that that visualization is a duty because you are being visited. I don't think that we dream. I think we are visited by dreams. And I say to people that when you are visited, your capacity, when you say you are dreaming, what you are doing is recognizing the dream, hosting the dream, and giving the dream residency in your life. And most people don't know how to do that. And that is why they do a lot. They do so much, but it doesn't seem to add up, right? When you learn to align with design, you understand that everything you want is gravitating towards you. You are not trying to create, you are trying to discover and to align with the design that has been given to you. You make things because they are available. You can't make what is not available. right? So you are being visited. And I say to people, you don't pursue your dreams, you position for your dreams, because your dreams are designed to gravitate towards you. So you are being visited. If you don't learn to keep your mind alert and to be open to a realm that transcends matter, you have to see the metaphysical and take a position there. There's just a limit to what you can create on this side of heaven. There's just a limit. Everything we see on the earth is a representation of a metaphysical truth. Everything we do on the face of the universe, your shoe, your food, your glasses, your wristwatch, everything around you, your internet, everything around you is a representation of a metaphysical truth. And once you can make that connection, your own dominance is sure. So I believe in dreaming. I believe in adventure capital. That's the word I call it. And it's a combination of so many things. Adventure capital, boldness, strength. You use the word selling, restarting, disruption, understanding failure, intentionality, risk, disruptions, all of those words.
You packed them. I said 7, PK. I said 7. You couldn't resist.
I couldn't. It's
bundling 15 under
it's
one.
Amazing. Wow. It's amazing. That's why I said that book has to come out soon. That book has to come out soon. The world needs to read that.
Coming out soon.
6 is nimble, elasticity. Number 6 is nimbleness, elasticity, the capacity to spot change at a moment's notice. Learning and development. That's nimbleness right there. You cannot be ready, because I say to people, if you are ready, you are late. Check it. Every time you are fully ready, everybody is gone. So you got to be wise to know that nimbleness, elasticity is what we need. Number 7 is benevolence. To understand that your strength is the comfort of the world. Your strength, your shoulder is the resting place for the weak. And everybody cannot articulate value at your frequency. When you have the grace and providence to be able to sit in a place of power, your duty to the universe is a mission to society. That somehow somebody must find its next reading because of the strength of your own shoulder that they can lean on.
Do you enjoy Olakunle Soriyan's content here on YouTube? Then you should be on Illuminate. It's the digital library of Olakunle Soriyan, with over 25 years of private sessions, decoded frameworks, and content unavailable anywhere else. Visit bit.ly/PK Illuminate to start your 7-day trial today. Subscription starting from $10 per month.
Feedback from the future.